So let's talk about Wonder Woman from Hot Toys. I received mine through Sideshow, finally. It's been a long wait. I was very excited to open it. And having been on several of the 1/6 groups, I've been keeping track of some of the issues that everyone has been having. And the only one that mine has that I found a little disappointing after such a long wait was, let's pan over here, the skirt issue. Seen a lot of this. I'm sure some of you have too, where one side of her skirt is quite a bit wider than the other side. I spent a lot of time going around and around and around the skirt trying to figure out where it might be glued incorrectly, and some measuring. So come down here to my piece of paper, did some drawings, put some paper up underneath the skirt. Granted, the placement of some of these pieces is not exactly the same, and the front opening on one side is a little bit bigger than the front opening on the other side. So you might take a look here. This side, slightly wider than this side. But because the pieces are exactly the same, I could not figure out why one side laid flat and in the correct position and the other did not. So of course, I'm going to call Sideshow, have them send me another part, but that's going to take forever, as we all know. These things can take a while, especially with a piece that we've been waiting for a very long time to get. So I turned her over and I was thinking, okay, so what's going on underneath here? This was the other thing that everybody's talked about and complained about, which I really don't have a problem with, is this joint. But if you take a look, you can see that this hip joint is completely inside of her little panties. The other side is popped slightly apart. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold this back and I'm going to squeeze this joint back in here where it belongs, so that you can see. Now I'm going to have to get this little bit of rubber out. Not that big a deal. Now you can see that her hips are sitting in here evenly. I may need to adjust just a hair right here. We'll pull her legs together. So now you can see they're sitting in here evenly. And what this does immediately is reduce the amount of space. So I thought, well, something's going on underneath and how this is glued together. And then it occurred to me, in the factory, if that hip joint is open when they glue this in or put the costume on her and lay the pieces, then they're not laying properly because the hip joint is not in the correct position. So we're going to go back. Remember, I'm doing this one-handed. When you lift this piece, you can see that this little flap under here is not quite tucked under as much. So if you take this piece and you pull it under and you tuck it. And for now, we're just going to hold it in place with our fingers as we lay this piece down. You'll see that this gap will disappear. Here we go. The gap is gone. So what's going on is the piece is not properly glued underneath. Simple, easy fix. I'm going to come back and show you exactly what I'm going to do as far as glue goes to get this in the proper position, and you'll all be able to fix it on your own with simply a toothpick and some glue. I'll be back.